And it might get all upset. It might get torn up and you do a new one. You make so much progress the first 90 days that now you've multiplied it all by 2, by 3. Because that happened to me. I thought, wow, this is going to be a great year. By the time I'd finished the 3rd month, I'm rolling, I'm soaring. So many things are happening. I revised my whole year's plan. Okay. Now, jot this down. Approaches to the management of time. Here's the first one. Ignore the subject. I mean, that's good advice. Don't let anything overly bug you. Because remember now, you don't have to do anything. Someone says, well, I got to get a handle on my time. The answer is no, you don't. If you want to let it all go, you can let it all go. I mean, this is good advice. Somebody says, you ought, you ought, you ought. Jot this down. Ignore all the you oughts or you should. Only if they're giving general information. We should. It's better to say if you're teaching we should. Not you should. We should.
Woo! Rise and shine, dreamers. Another blessed and grateful day. Fired up to be on here with the family. We've got a lot of announcements here coming, and we've got a huge month ahead. And before you know it, next week we are already out in Baltimore, Maryland, an experience of a lifetime. I'm telling you, it's like a kid in a candy store. It's like a kid waiting for Christmas. This is something that we've been waiting for a long time, and this is definitely going to set up the rest of 2025 and beyond. So dreamers, it's great to see everybody. Today's topic is going to be a good one. Once again, we're getting into Think and Grow Rich, and I want to give each and every one of you 9 pieces, 9 quick little excerpts today to go ahead and take inventory on ourselves, just to do a self-evaluation. Because just like Jim Rohn was talking about, when you study the greats, they understand time management. They understand self-evaluations, because if we don't end up self-evaluating, it's easy to just let everything get caught in the wind, and there's no organization, and it's tough to go ahead and break records if we don't track records. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into today. Let me get live on IG, and the journey begins. Here we go. The 9 keys to go ahead and take inventory of ourselves. And again, this is not just a training to learn. This is a training to definitely go out and duplicate. Here we go. Keys to take inventory of ourselves. This is key right here. This coming from Mr. Napoleon Hill. Grateful to be alive, fam. Grateful for each of you, for the dream team, for God to be able to grow and develop and get access to all of the keys that we're learning on a daily basis. So here we go. The 9 keys to go ahead and really take inventory on ourselves. Napoleon Hill, he gave a training, and he talks about being able to, in even Jim Rohn, he kind of give you a little bit right there. At the beginning of every year, they write a congratulations letter to themselves, really giving out the vision and painting it in HD before the end of the year even happens. So this is one of the biggest pieces of taking inventory and creating the vision. But I want to give you guys how we go ahead and do this all throughout the year, right? Not just something we can do January 1st, but something we can tactically implement every single week, even every Sunday. This is a great training to go ahead and get these questions going on a Sunday to really see where we're at and how intentional we're being with our days and our time. So number 1, he says, have I attained the goal that I established as my objective for this year? He said you should have a definite goal that we're really going for. And what I mean by that is, what is that one goal? What is that one achievement that when we hit it, it's going to be able to knock down a lot of the other dominoes? You see, for a lot of us, we all have these goals. We have one major one that when that gets achieved, that's going to knock down a whole bunch of other ones. So for my question for today is, what is that goal for you? You know, I know for me, there was a number that I wanted to hit, right? When I got started in the industry, I knew right around $5,000 to $10,000 a month, I was going to be able to pay off some serious bills, pay off some mortgage debt, pay off some of my family's emergency and hospital expenses that they've been accruing over the years. So I knew that was my goal. That was my definite major number that I was shooting for. So everybody on here, what is that number? What is that specific piece that we're really aiming towards with tunnel vision, because it takes really knowing these things very clearly. Number 2, he says, have I delivered the service that is of the best quality which I was capable, or could I have improved it in any part of this service? Again, this comes right back to self-reflection. Really asking ourselves the question, can we be more intentional? Can we have more energy, more charisma, more discipline in what we're doing on a day-to-day basis? Okay, number 3, have I delivered service in the greatest possible quantity of which I was capable? Now, even for me, every day that I wake up, you guys know that I always write this. Thank you, God, for waking me up today because I get to be of service. So every day that I wake up, I'm thinking, how can I give back? How can I go ahead and give somebody an impression of increase? That's number 3. Number 4, he talks about having the spirit of conduct being harmonious and cooperative at all times. Now, this is hard. This one's a lot more easier said than done, but it's true. It doesn't really matter what's happening in life right now. It comes down to our perception, right? Drop a 555 if you guys know somebody yesterday that maybe had a tough day. It might have seemed like there was a lot going on yesterday. It seemed like a long day, right? We all might know a couple people like that. Maybe our day was a little bit longer, but let me ask you this. The law of relativity states that everything might be good or bad, but compared to what? And compared to who? Yesterday, it might have seemed tough, but what about to somebody who's in South Africa, who doesn't even have a shelter, who's literally getting rained on every night that they go to sleep, and their children are experiencing some crazy conditions? Imagine that. That's a tough day. That's difficult to be harmonious. But to look at the life that we're living here in the U.S., a lot of the problems that we complain about, other people in different countries, they would dream about. So remember that. All comes down to perspective. Number 5, have I permitted the habit of procrastination to decrease my efficiency? And if so, to what extent? Even for me, I had to reread this one a couple of times. This is one of the highlighted ones for me. When it comes to procrastination, drop a 3 down below. If you guys know somebody who might be a little procrastinator, they're waiting for things to be perfect. They're waiting for that perfect time to go out and take that step. Well, if you want my opinion, I've noticed for years that we can wait for the perfect moment all day long, but it's safe to say that the perfect moment doesn't exist. So that's a big one. Jim Rohn always says, we don't have to wait for the perfect moment. He said, done is the new perfect. He said, I would rather go out and take the action than wait a day, a month, trying to be perfect and then go get lapped by the person that's taking action. So that's huge. Number 6, he says, have I improved my personality? And if so, in what ways? You got to think about it. If you were to go out and meet yourself in public, do you have energy? Are you somebody that you would love to be around? Are you somebody that you like to tell your friends about who you just met? Man, this guy's energy was off the chain. Man, I just met this lady boss, and she was so fired up about what she was doing. It's like it almost rubbed off on me. So personality is everything, okay? Even on social media, people don't remember what you say. People remember how it is that we made them feel, right? So that's huge. Next, how can I be persistent in following through with my plans to completion? Oof. I want to give you guys an exercise for today. This actually helped me out a lot when it comes to procrastination and distractions, right? My mentor said, he said, one distraction can literally take away 23 minutes of time, which is pretty real if you think about it. So he said, one exercise that we can do today, he said, when you're doing a task today, imagine that the second that you think about quitting, that you want to get sidetracked and go do something else, he said, just stay locked in for another 2 to 5 minutes and just finish the task. Because he said, if you think about it, how many of us get caught in doing something, we get distracted, and then we try to come back, and that whatever it is, that exercise, that training that we're trying to do ends up taking so much longer than expected. So he says, finish the task before we go ahead and get distracted onto something else, right? I've got 2 more for you. Stick with me. He says, have I reached decisions promptly and definitely on all occasions? Now, my dad has been saying this to me for years. He said, D, when you study successful people, they make decisions quick, right? They don't take all day long to go and make a decision. They said they make decisions quick and they take massive action. So for everybody today, has there been any decisions that we've maybe been sitting on, that we've maybe been procrastinating with actually getting that done? I know for today, some people are getting their flights booked, they're getting their hotels booked, but it could be that procrastination that we're waiting until the last day to get something done. Let's get it done today instead of waiting and putting it off. Coach Fardbell, he always says tomorrow is a cuss word. Number 9, the last but not least, he says, have I permitted any one or more of these 6 basic fears to decrease my efficiency? Now, if you've never had a chance to read Think and Grow Rich, inside of here, he talks about there's 6 major fears that anybody walking, we all feel. He says the fear of poverty, the fear of illness, the fear of death, right? There's a handful of fears in here that everybody experiences. And unfortunately, some of these fears end up literally disrupting somebody's entire mind frame and action. So it's good to go to know them ahead of time and be intentional with how we're using our thoughts. Ivor, it's great to see you, brother. It's been forever. Definitely want to catch up when you have some time. So dreamers, that is my training for everybody today on how to go ahead and really take personal inventory with the self-questionnaire that we can truly see where it is that we're at, what type of procrastination that we're sitting in, and where it is that we're ready to go into the next 30, 60, 90 days and finishing off 2025. So I love you, fam. Anything you need, I'm going to be traveling here in about a week. The whole squad, the dream team, we're all going out to Baltimore for one of the biggest conventions of the year, helping protect families and businesses legally and financially, getting individuals set up in a position of wealth, right? Because when you study the wealthy, you're going to notice keys. Wealthy individuals, every wealthy person, they have a lawyer. They've understood credit. They've understood the wealthy hacks of the game. And that's exactly what it is that we're here to go ahead and help everybody get in touch with, is how the wealthy move, how we can implement the same tactics and truly maximize our life to go out and live a dream to reality lifestyle. So anything you need, fam, I have your back. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything. We can hold it in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. It's game time, fam. Let's go out and turn these dreams into reality. Let's go.